Lou.
It's the 24th of December, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay, so Lou, would you like to read this over?
If so, let's see. Ki ein bahem acharayos nichasim. Then, if there is no provision for a lien on the real property in the notes, amai yachazir, why should the finder return them to the creditor? Nehi delo gabe min ha shabedai. Granted that the creditor cannot collect with such a note, according to Rabbi Meir, from the encumbered property, i.e. the real property which is no longer in the debtor's possession and from which the creditor can collect only if there's a lien against them. Miboye hare min ba migbai gabai, but from unencumbered property, i.e. from real property that is still in the debtor's possession, the creditor can indeed collect. How then can the finder be instructed to return the note to the creditor over the protest of their debtor that he will be unjustly harmed by this?
Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, so we don't have any Rashi yet. Let's go to the answer that the Gemora gives. Gemora's answer starts with Shmuel Ataime. Alan.
You're muted. You're muted, Alan.
Back. Okay.
Okay, Shmuel Ataime. Alan.
Oh, okay, got it. Shmuel Shmuel is consistent with his own view. The Omar Shmuel said, Omer or your Rabbi Meir would say, Shema Chov She'ein Bo Acharayus Nechorim would say that with a note of indebtedness in which there is no provision for a lien on real property, the creditor cannot collect either from encumbered property below or from property free of encumbrance. Since he cannot collect with this note, there is no reason not to return the note to the creditor, even if the debtor denies the debt. Thus, the author of the Mishnah's ruling to return the note without a lien, Rabbi Meir, follows his own view regarding a note of indebtedness without a lien, viz., that it is a document without legal force. There is therefore no harm in returning it to the creditor. The Gemara questions the interpretation of Vichi me'achar she'eno bova, but since the creditor cannot collect with his note, zir, why should the finder return it to him? And what use is it to him? The Gemara answers, Omar Rabbi Nosan Bar Osha said Rabbi Nasan Bar Oshaya Lutzur P Tzolo Chiso Shell Malamet. The note can be used to wrap over the mouth of the creditor's bottle. The Gemara analyzes the above answer. Una para Lahu the medicine said return the note to the debtor. The Tzura al P Tzolo Chiso Shell Lovan, to use the note to wrap over the mouth of the debtor's bottle. The Gemara answers, but it is the debtor to Omar Lo or you to believe a law who claims that the whole matter never occurred. Since the debtor claims that he never drew up this note and that the note is forged, he surely has no claim that the note be given him to wrap over his bottle. The debtor has submitted by his claim that the paper of the note was never his.
Okay, so
what bottle are they talking about? A bottle?
Yeah, it has a minimal usage. It can be used to cover a bottle. So you should give it back to him because it's worth something. Okay, so if he wants it back, give it back. He won't have any ability to collect the debt that it says on it with that star, but he'll be able to use it for he'll be able to use the document for other things. So therefore that's what we say to give it back. Okay. Now, who's saying lo hayu devarim ma'olam? That is the words of the Lova. He's claiming that this star is mezuyaf. It's a forgery. And the document was never he never wrote a document, and a proper document was never written because there was never any loan that took place. Now they're saying over here that this document he never received in return for the loan that he did pay. And therefore it's not possible to say that it fell from the loiva. So therefore, he doesn't have any claim on the start himself, the Lova. Okay.
I'm forgetting why it is that we don't want the malva to be able to collect. If the document is valid,
Not a valid document. We're saying it's not valid.
oh, this is the document that we suspect because it was lost.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So right. Okay, so now Gemora is going to bring other opinions on this matter. On this matter, meaning how to explain the Mishnah. Remember, what does it say in the Mishnah? First, you got to find where the Mishnah is that we're talking about. The Mishnah we're talking about is on Yud Beis Amud Beis, towards the bottom of the page. It says, Motzi Shtare Chov. If one found loan documents, like in the street, Im yesh behen achrais nachasim, if there has what do you call it? A lien clause that the property was on lien as a result of this document. Lo yaksir, then you shouldn't give it back to the malva. But on the other hand, if it does not have a lien clause in it, so then you could give it back. You could give it back. That's the case that we're talking about now. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go to Amar Rabbi Elazar. And Roy is there. Roy is his computer is there, but he's not there. Okay. All right, so we'll go back to Lou.
Okay. Let's see. Amar Rabbi Elazar.
Oh, we didn't do a round of applause. We have to do a round of applause for that Amud. That was a tough Amud.
Hooray for you.
Hey, we got through it somehow.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry about being up and down like this. But it's to do with finding a house. So we might be going having a look at something else. We're just talking to the agent.
Roy, Hatzlacha Rabba.
Yeah, we need the Haslacha rubber a lot. Yeah, we just had a breakthrough with the person who bought this place. So we might be able to get out of here soon, but to where? Anyway, this is a shield. That's not a, what do you call it? The gossip column.
Roy, that's right. Roy is right.
Sorry about that. But
We're going to put that quote in the next Samanapshi newsletter. Everybody will know.
Can I quote?
You put that in every in every house of learning.
Okay. Okay, so we're on Yud Gimel Amid Base now. Somehow, some way, we got over there, and now we're up to the first line, the end of the line. Amar Rabbi Elazar.
Machloches she'ein chayiv modeh. The disagreement between maybe mayor and the sages is in a case where the debtor does not admit de Rebbe Meir Savar, Rebbe Meir thinks, star she'ein bo acharayos nechasim, a document that does not contain a lien, a document that there is not in it a lien, nechasim. What's nechasim?
Real property.
A lien on property. A lien on property. A document that does not contain a lien on property. Eino gova lo mim shabade. The creditor cannot collect either from encumbered property, below mi bnei charei, nor from property that's not encumbered. So why not return it? Can't do anything with it anyway. The Rabbanan Savrei and the rabbis think Mim Shabade Hu Delo Gave, it is only that the creditor cannot collect. Mibnei Chare Migba Gabe, but from property that is free of encumbrance, one can collect. So they say don't return it. Aval b'shechayiv modeh, but if the debtor admits divrei hakol yachazir, all agree he must return it, so that the creditor can collect, since the document is valid. Below Hashinan lifeiraon veliknu naya. But we need not be concerned about the possibility of payment collusion.
That the only reason that he's saying that he didn't pay it is because he made a deal with the Malva that when the Malva now uses his document against somebody who purchased property after this loan was made, he'll collect his portion of the proceeds. So that's collusion. That's the payment collusion that the Gemora is talking about.
Right, but why are we saying we're not worried about it?
Why are we not worried about that possibility?
Well, I thought that was the whole point, that we were worried about that.
Well, not according to the Rabbanan, we're not worried about it. Why are the Rabbanan not worried about that? What do we say? We say that if the Lova is admitting that he did not pay, he's telling the truth. And on that account, we're going to give it back, the star, to the Malva. so that he could collect. That he could collect. He could collect the chov. Now, in this case, I don't know whether to read these parentheses or not. You have to take a look. What's the case talking about? The case is talking about a case where we're saying that there's no clause in the document. It doesn't have. That's what if we go back over what Rebbe Lezer is saying over here, is a lot of words over here. Let's go back to the beginning. Amar Rebbe Lezer, he said, Machloikes v'she'ein chayav moda. Oh, he says the Machloikes is when the lova is not moda. Okay. But where he is moda, and then the Gemora says, oh, it's not just the Rabbanan, but everybody holds. Divrei hakol yaksir. You give it back to the malva. And we're not choshesh for this payment collusion business over here. So we want to know why. What's the thinking of Rabbi Elazar? Why does he say that everybody agrees that we're not choshesh for this? So okay, so we got a lot of Rashis to read. Maybe instead of speculating about it, let's take a look at what Rashi has to say over here.
Where are we starting?
Top of the page.
Tafra, Aina Gova, he doesn't collect low Minachasim, Meshubidim, low Mibnei Chorim, not from the properties that are more encumbered, so to speak, mortgage, and not from free people, the ones that I guess that are free. Bnei Chorim means properties that are not income, that are free of having to be. They're unencumbered, so to speak. Im ein halava, if the borrower moda admits distara, what's this distara? What dishtara? Of a star. He doesn't admit a star.
Ishtara, the low Shabbat bo the chasim lav shtarahu. Yeah.
So he admits that the star, that it's not mu'ubad, it's not encumbered, it's not mortgaged out. Nechasim lav star, it's not a star who, it's not considered a star. The who Kimalva, and he's like the borrower. I'll pay.
Milva al peh.
It's like he borrowed it like with just verbally, with the starter's account.
It's a verbal loan.
And you know what they say about the verbal items. Verbal agreements aren't worth the paper it's written on. She'ein aleha edim. He doesn't have witnesses on it.
So that's even worse. In other words, there's such a thing as a verbal loan that does have witnesses, but here we're saying that a shtar that doesn't have this clause in it that provides for property to be encumbered, such a shtar doesn't have any validity, and therefore it's as though it doesn't exist. It's like we don't validate the shtar itself, and we don't even Rashi says over here she'ein aleh edim. It's we don't even recognize the edim that are written on the shtar either, because of course the whole validity of the shtar is the edim. If you're saying the shtar has no validity, so then the edim, of course, don't have any validity either. So what do you have? You just have what we call a milval peh, an oral loan, and there's no witnesses to that oral loan. So the malva is going to claim, yeah, I lent you money, and you know what the borrower is going to say? Well, he's going to say whatever he wants, because the malva can't prove him wrong.
I don't get this. Why is it? Why can't he say, I have the proof, here's the document? The document says you owe me the money.
Okay, so we have to understand, Rashi's just making a statement over here. What we have to understand is, why is it that a shtar that does not encumber property is not worth, it doesn't have a validity of a shtar. In other words, the whole point of a shtar, the whole point of having a written shtar of a loan agreement, what's the purpose of it? The purpose of it is that with that shtar, you'll be able to you have that shtar makes a lien on property that the lova will sell to a third party, so that if the malva can't get anything from the lova, he'll be able to collect his unpaid loan from the person that bought property from the lova. That's what a lien is. So that's really the function of a written shtar.
I don't get that. I mean, in American law, you can have a loan document with no lien, and it's a valid document. You can go to court, and the court will order the borrower to pay.
What if nobody has property?
Okay, everybody's asking good questions. This is we have to figure out what this I'm not prepared. What can I say? That's what Rashi says over here. Im ein haloiva moidef. The loiva is not going to be moda over here. The shtar itself is, according to Rabbi Eliezer, it doesn't not worth anything if it doesn't have a Christ nechasim. Let me see if. So you want to know, why should that be? Why should it mean that the document itself is not valid? Let him use the document to collect from property that the lova does have in his possession.
Or maybe if the lova doesn't have any property at all, let him collect from the lova's assets. Let him collect from his. Let him garnish his wages.
That sounds like we can't have a shtar that's just to do with money, that so and so owes me this amount of money.
Maybe the question is, when we say it's one thing about money, about property, but there's something else about his other properties. You can take his car back or his metal. That may not be, when we say encumber, we may only mean that it's not given with property, with real property, but it's given with other stuff. But anyway, it's actually late. We're gonna have to finish this tomorrow.
Oh, 10 to 4?
Yeah.
Oh, Saved by the Bell. Yeah.
Who? 10 to 4?
Yes, Alan.
Okay.
I Levitt.
Okay.
Are we having normal schedule during Hanukkah?
We will. Oh, okay.
Thank you, Rabbi
Yeah.
Levitt. See
Yeah,
you
normal
guys.
schedule.
Bye.
So I'll see you 10 to 4. Okay.
Okay, Rabbi Levitt, are we having normal schedule during Hanukkah?
Uh, yeah, more or less. I mean, we're not going. Yeah, Hanukkah, we're gonna have regular schedule.
Great,
Okay.
much.
Okay.
Okay, all the best, everybody.
Take care. Be well.
Bye.